You know a lot about golf.
Well, we're waiting.
And welcome. The wait is over. We are those weekend golf guys, and we are here. John Ashton, Chara Bassett, Jeff Smith, and of course it is weekend number 1 of March Madness, the NCAA tournament. The Thursday, Friday games are over, which means I am mathematically eliminated from any contention of winning anything anywhere. You know, even avid golfers are sometimes sitting home or at least bringing something with them where they can watch the basketball games as they're out there on the course, as is our own Mr. Jeff Smith, down at, where are you at, Jeff? It's down in,
I'm sitting here with Patrick at Bay Point.
Patrick Flynn at Bay Point, yeah.
Both courses now. They've got 2 wonderful golf courses here. Patrick, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, how is it that you got lucky enough to be the director of golf operations? How do you move around the country and land here? Mm-hmm. Panama City Beach, Florida. What a great track.
Yeah, it is. It's got 2 golf courses here. We've got one called the Meadows that was done by a gentleman named Willard Bird, who is a heavyweight in his own right. He's done over 100 golf courses in the Southeast, a lot of them around Myrtle Beach, Breakers down in Palm Beach. The other golf course was originally done by Devlin and Von Hagee and redone by Nicholas in 2005. So they're 2 very contrasting golf courses. The Meadows is an old-style North Florida golf course, tree lined, lots of pines and palms, lots of Spanish moss. The Nicholas golf course is a kind of a typical Nicholas golf course. A lot of fun to play. Gives you plenty of room to hit it. You hit it in trouble off the tee, you deserve to be in trouble.
Serve you right to suffer, baby. Serve you right.
Yeah, not me. Everything goes left here. But they're a lot of fun to play, and the contrast works well. The pricing works well also. It's the Meadows is a little bit less expensive than the Nicholas golf course, so we got a little bit of something for everybody.
Is it one of those easy things to putt where all the putts break toward the water? I love those courses.
Yeah, most of the putts break toward the hole if you play it on the correct side of it.
Wow.
I don't think that there's any of that breaking toward the water stuff here. I'm really certain that if you get it on the high side of the hole, it's going to break to the hole.
There's so much water around here that you can toss it up in the air and do just as good.
So how did Jeff do? Has he been bragging since he came in off the course?
Jeff's been bragging a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
I tell you, Patrick, as I was looking out the window here, I'm looking at the 18th hole, and it doesn't matter who comes in. There's always seemed to be golf ball concessions, water ball concessions here. Must be pretty good stuff because we got an awful lot of swimmers.
I kind of give that to everybody that hasn't played here before when they go to take off. The first question they ask is how hard are the golf courses? And I'll tell you very honestly, obviously it depends on the caliber of play, but for the most part, the Nicholas golf course, I think, is easier to score on, but there's a lot more water. You're going to lose golf balls. You can hit it out of play all day on the Meadows golf course, but you can go in and get it and hit it out. But it's harder to score on than it is the Nicholas golf course.
I would agree. There's more trees.
Yeah, bunches.
There's more trees. You can get yourself into some trouble without being too far offline. But if you can hit a nice punch driver out of the trees, you can do pretty well.
Yeah. Speaking from experience, are we?
Well, I have done that shot a number of occasions, a couple times this morning.
Not hard to believe, and don't feel lonely.
Yesterday, Drew and I got to go out and play on the Nicholas yesterday, and right off the bat, you're challenged with a dogleg hole right over the water, and you're just biting off as much as you want, and it just doesn't stop. It's a really nice track.
It's pretty tough starting out playing for bogey, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. You sit there and you throw one out there and you go, wow, I thought I hit it a lot better than that. And next thing you know, you're restoring another club and, another ball. And then you roll out to number 5. Boy, what a great view that is.
Number 5 obviously is the signature hole here. There's some of the members, they kind of get to that hole and play a different tee. But they move up a smidge.
Yeah. You mean they move across?
Yeah, basically. The 2 force carries on that hole. I mean, they're difficult golf shots, but boy, is it pretty. You play right up to St. Andrews Bay, and you only got a short little jaunt around the corner to get into the golf, and it's an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous golf hole.
One of the other things I noticed about the whole resort, it's easy in and easy out. There's no trouble. There's not a lot of traffic nearby. When you're coming to this resort, you're away from all the rest of the, let's call it headache, for lack of a better term, of Panama City Beach. There's an awful lot of stuff. And then you get off the beaten path just a hair, and then there's a clear shot right to this resort, and it's really easy to get in and out of. It's easy.
It certainly is, and it's a little bit more challenging for us marketing-wise. Fortunately, Bay Point has been here a long time, so people do kind of know it. But it definitely is not somewhere that if you're coming here, you're coming here. I mean, it's not something you drive by. Absolutely. The fortunate thing that we're going through right now, we're under some new ownership, and Kemper has taken over the operation of the golf course, and which they bring a bunch to the table. Everybody knows Kemper Sports. They actually have the U.S. Open coming up at the Kemper course this year.
Yeah, Chambers Bay.
Chambers Bay.
Right.
Yeah. Kemper's going to be a giant shot in the arm for the resort, and it's the hotel is going through some renovation right now. When they get done with the hotel, they're coming back and doing a little renovation to the clubhouse, and hopefully we're going to do a few things to the Meadows golf course to upgrade it a little bit, update it, if you will. But it's Bay Point's got had a great past. In another 12 months or so, it's going to have a fantastic future.
All right. Well, one last question I got for you, Patrick, is have you had any run-ins with any Jurassic era alligators recently?
Not too many. That might be a better question for Jeff, because you got to get close to the water to have a run-in with a gator.
I didn't have much problem there. One of the best parts about it is that the fairways are pretty wide. And, on the Nicklaus course where you're going to run into a couple of them, if you were going to do it, you'd have to hit it pretty far off the center of the fairway.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's
All right.
For sure.
All right. Patrick Flynn, who's Director of Golf Operations at Bay Point Resort in Panama City Beach, where Mr. Jeff is on location. Don't be turning in the expense report for this, Jeff, because we ain't paying for any of this stuff.
It'd be okay if you turn it in, but just no golf balls on it. I think that's the biggest expense.
Exactly. Greens fees and golf balls. You're on your own, buddy. Patrick, thanks for spending some time with us and for putting up with our man Jeff down there. Appreciate it.
Thanks a bunch. Appreciate it.
All right. We are those weekend golf guys, and Jeff, don't be turning in that expense report now, man.
No, not on the golf balls. I'll make sure that Patrick pays me for those.
I gotcha. Hey, figure out. Let's see. Exposure on those weekend golf guys. You should get at least a dozen. I think we're worth at least a dozen, man. But I
think so.
Yeah. All right. Hey, we are those weekend golf guys. Are we done? Is this it? Has anybody been keeping track of what's up today? We are done right now, though, and we will be right back. We're powered by Golf Talk America. Don't you move.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
Now there's a martini that improves your driving. The new Martini Golf Tee actually gives you longer, straighter drives compared to old-fashioned wood tees. It's virtually unbreakable, made in the USA, and conforms with USGA rules. Get yours today at martinigolftees.com. So improve your driving with a martini. The Martini Golf Tee. Visit martinigolftees.com.
Hey, this is Jeff Smith to talk about one of my favorite teaching aids. It's the Putting Stroke Teacher. It is so simple. You clamp it onto your putter. It's got a rod that sticks out through it. You rest your forearms up against this rod. It's fully adjustable. You make your stroke. Your forearms are level. Your putter face goes exactly where it's supposed to. You get to see it all. Make your adjustments as necessary. Everybody needs one of these. The Putting Stroke Teacher, tpsteacher.com. Again, it's tpsteacher.com. Get yours today.
And we are those weekend golf guys. Welcome back. John Ashton, Chara Bassett, Jeff Smith, who's gallivanting somewhere down on the beach. Got sand in his golf shoes.
I do.
Yeah, it must be nice.
It's kind of nice, actually.
Down at Bay Point you played today down in Panama City Beach, didn't you?
That's right. Having a great time.
Oh, well, hey, listen, we got a guest with us right now. Man, this guy is great. Jay Blasi is his name. He is a golf course architect, kind of a child prodigy golf course architect. He got hired by Robert Trent Jones Jr., like right out of school.
Nice.
Which means you either have to be well connected or very good, and I'm opting for very good. And the reason why we're talking to him right now is because he is one of the movers and shakers in the brain trust behind Chambers Bay, which is the venue for the U.S. Open this year out by Puget Sound. And it's a beautiful course. Go right now to your computer and just go to Chambers Bay and check out. It's absolutely gorgeous. But we do want to say hi to Jay Blasi. Welcome to those weekend golf guys. Jay, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me on.
You know, you got to feel good looking back. What is it? Golf Week says Chambers Bay is the number 2 municipal course in the world, and Links Magazine says it's number 1. So either way, you're not doing too shabby. You've done good.
Yeah, we were very, very fortunate. We were blessed to have a wonderful site right on Puget Sound. That helps a lot.
Now, this is a true links course. You know, we play a lot of courses around here that say they're links courses, which means they really have no trees. But this looks just like something out of Scotland, man.
Absolutely, you hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of elements that go into creating a true links golf course, and some of that has to do with climate. And one of the great things about Chambers Bay is that it's located in the state of Washington, about an hour south of Seattle, and their climate is fairly similar to Scotland and Ireland. And same goes for kind of the soil temperatures and whatnot. And then the site itself was a former sand and gravel mine. So the same way that you see links golf courses in Scotland and Ireland are on the natural sand dunes next to the sea, our golf course was in the old sand and gravel mine on the shores of Puget Sound.
And I like the description they gave on the website too. And you included ancient ruins. And only in America can 150-year-old something be called ancient.
That's right.
But still, there's a lot of remnants of the mining stuff is still there to give the appearance, like, you know, the old castle turrets that show up in the middle of a golf course in Scotland and stuff.
Absolutely. Probably the most prominent is right off of the 18th tee. They used to take all of the material from the mine and bring it down to kind of the bottom of the pit in the center, and then they would load it onto barges out in the water. And so they had this huge structure, and there were these big concrete walls, divider walls, about 40 feet tall, and they would separate the different size material in between those walls. And so when we got there, the building was no longer there, but those walls were still there. And so in laying out the golf course, those walls remain, and they are just off the right-hand side of the 18th tee.
You know, Jay, one of the things I've always wondered about golf architects, when you go out and you look at a piece of land and see a golf hole, is that like an innate ability that allows you to become a good golf architect, or is that something that anybody can learn?
Well, I would imagine that many golfers all around the world, if you're playing a course and there's an adjacent farm field or countryside, may look over and picture a golf hole in their mind. I know for me personally, I did that, my entire childhood. Anytime we'd take a road trip in the car, I would just plant my head against the window and be imagining golf holes out in the fields. But I think, what makes for a successful golf architect is somebody who can not only find a golf hole, but can find a way to assemble 18 golf holes and make them work well together. And that entails a lot more than just looking at a piece of land and envisioning the hole, there's grading and drainage and all sorts of other elements that come into play.
Well, hey, Jay, I'm looking at your website, too, and I see this beautiful picture of a fir, and it's at Chambers Bay. And the lone fir from the 15th hole is a unique identifying aspect of the course. And, basically you said that you saw that tree during the design and you fought to save it, and now it's a focal point of the golf course. And that's pretty cool, and you even got married under it.
I did. That's a special place. It's pretty neat that's become an iconic element. When we first got on the property, there was about 80 acres of vegetation that had grown up in the old sand and gravel mine just after the operations had finished, just kind of sucker vegetation, if you will. And so in order to create the golf course, we peeled all of that away. But as we were doing that, we'd kind of keep going through phases of removing that vegetation, and there was this one tree that kind of had a little personality to him, and he was kind of right out on the edge of the property, out closest to the sound. And so each time we had a little fence around him and said, let's just keep him and keep looking at him and see if he makes sense. And over time, we fell in love with him. You can see we talk about the tree like he's a person. But,
that's right.
But you're right. Yeah, I was very fortunate working on the project. Right as we were getting ready to open it, I met my now wife, and we fell in love and came back and got married by that tree in 2010.
That's pretty cool. You also said that it's the youngest course to ever be awarded a U.S. Open, and you were the youngest golf course architect contributing to a design of a U.S. Open course. That's pretty cool, considering you started drawing golf holes at the age of 2 in crayon. I'd consider that being a child prodigy.
Well, I don't know if I was drawing at 2, but probably 5. Yeah, we used to go out to restaurants, and I'd flip over the placemat and take the crayons and start drawing golf holes. So it's been a dream of mine since I was little to be involved in golf architecture, and always dreamt of being involved in a U.S. Open golf course. So I feel very, very fortunate, and I keep pinching myself that I've been lucky enough to have that opportunity.
Jay, I've got a question for you. I've played an awful lot of different golf courses. I've been fortunate enough to travel and see lots of golf courses, lots of great architects. And I always have one question that just leaps into my mind all the time. What is your biggest challenge in routing the golf holes and creating one hole after another and putting them in the direction that they need to go? Give me what are you thinking about there?
Well, that's a wonderful question, and I think the answer is probably a complicated one because every site is very different. And so, for example, at Chambers Bay, it would have been wonderful to just kind of find the golf holes, if you will, walk the land and find where a hole would fit in perfectly without doing much work. Unfortunately, because of the way that the mining operation had left the site, that wasn't possible. So we needed to move a lot of earth. And so, in fact, we actually moved about 1.5 million cubic yards of material. So that's a lot. And part of that was due because the way they left the mine, there were areas of really good soils, the good sand, and then there were areas of poor soils where they would have these old wash ponds. And so, part of our grading plan and our routing exercise was to take the areas that had the really good sand and to mine that. So we would do big cuts, sometimes 15 or even 30 feet down, and then we would harvest all of that sand, and then we would screen it, and then we placed it over the entire golf course like a blanket so that the entire golf course would be able to have firm and fast conditions. I worked on a different golf course in Tulsa, Oklahoma called the Patriot, and there the land did lend itself to finding golf holes. So about 14 out of the 18 holes, we really didn't have to move any dirt and just kind of shaped it in place. So I think the answer to your question is it's very site-specific, and that the routing challenge comes from different elements on different projects.
Do you think that might be one of your biggest challenges when you build a golf course, or is it simply just budget?
Oh no, routing is a make or break, and I think one of the things that we talked about earlier about finding a great hole sometimes can be a great challenge to routing. Oftentimes if you go out on site and you fall in love with one particular location, one particular spot, then you're falling in love with that, and that might be to the detriment of 6 or 7 other holes. So it's a real balancing act between going out on the property and finding great golf holes and then going back and working with your maps and plan view and laying out the 18 different puzzle pieces, if you will, and making sure that they all work together in harmony.
I think I played one of those this morning. One really good golf hole. and 17 golf holes that went with it.
Yep.
And it just happens that way. But this one golf hole is awesome. You can clearly see that in the place that I'm talking about, it was limited as to where one could go in terms of what's out there and topography and where the buildings are.
Yeah,
exactly.
That would be a great question to ask various architects all over the world who've created great golf courses. Is to ask them to say, okay, obviously here's a great golf course, but how many different holes did you have to give up in order to make? How many different great golf holes did you have to give up in order to end up with the course that we have today? I think there's kind of a legendary story about Bill Coore and Ben Crenshaw at Sandhills, and where they found 150 golf holes, and their real task was to pick the 18 that worked best.
Jay, tell me about how you were inspired to do this work, designing golf courses, your sources of inspiration, so to speak.
Well, again, everything's site-specific, so it depends on which project and what the client goals are for the project. But at a place like Chambers Bay, there the intent all along was to create a true links golf experience and not a watered-down, Americanized version of links golf. And so in terms of the inspiration for the look and the feel of the property, that came from a couple places. The first was actually the site itself. For people, the first time that they go to Chambers Bay, the one thing that they're really blown away with is the scale of the property. Because there are no trees, you have all these long views, so you can look across, 250 acres of golf course, and then you're looking across Puget Sound for miles, and you're seeing mountains in the distance. So the scale of the property is huge. You step on up where the clubhouse is, and you look down and you see these little flecks, and then you get down, and those are those 40-foot tall concrete walls next to the 18th tee. So because the scale of the property was so huge, that meant that we felt like it was appropriate for the features of the golf course to be really big. So we have waste areas and big open sandy areas that are acres in size. In fact, one of them is over 7 acres in size. So that had a big impact on the look of the property. And then the other was probably St. Andrews, in that, in the truest sense of links golf, and particularly as it relates to tees. Me personally, I'm biased. I don't like tees because they're very artificial. If you were to go out into the landscape, you'd never see a flat circle or a flat rectangle out in nature. And so the idea at Chambers Bay was to blend the golf into the landscape. And obviously at St. Andrews, you're playing this beautiful golf landscape, and you finish a green and you just walk off a couple paces, and the tee is just kind of a part of a field of golf. And so that was one of the other elements at Chambers Bay that we tried to weave in there as well.
Well, the U.S. Open is going to be at Chambers Bay this year, and as we've mentioned, it's one of the youngest courses ever to be picked for the venue for U.S. Open, and Jay Blasi, the architect, one of the youngest architects to be involved in that. And hopefully you'll get to hang out there, and when the pros walk off the course and they look and they say, boy, this was kind of tough, you can say, yeah, you're welcome.
Well, hopefully we're going to make them think.
Yeah.
Any typical tour event, they just kind of hit it between the bunkers and hit it into the middle of the green, or go flag hunting. But one of the unique things about Chambers Bay is with the firm and fast conditions, we've got a ton of little slopes and undulations and what I call kicker slopes or sideboards or backboards all around the green complexes. And they're really going to need to think their way through the golf course. When they're 200 yards away from a par 4, the best play might not be to hit at the flag, but to actually play right of the green and let a slope outside the green actually take the ball towards the hole. So there's going to be all sorts of stuff like that they're going to need to think about.
Well, it's going to be a lot more fun watching it now because we've heard you. We know you. We know you got to go catch a plane, Jay. We appreciate you spending some time with us here with those weekend golf guys, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to you again in the near future, man. Enjoyed it immensely.
Thanks, Jay.
Jay, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, guys.
All right, that was Jay Blasi, architect, Chambers Bay Golf Course, site of the U.S. Open for 2015. We are those weekend golf guys, powered by Golf Talk America, and we will be right back.
No college degree and mid-career? Make the choice that can make a difference this year with an ITT Technical Institute near you. At ITT Tech, we offer programs of study in fields including information technology, electronics technology, drafting and design, business, criminal justice, nursing, and the growing field of health sciences. And now, ITT Tech is helping reduce the cost of education with a new ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. The scholarship can help lower your education costs dramatically. We've always believed pursuing an education is a sound investment. And now, with the ITT Tech Scholarship, education could be in your future. To find out more about the Opportunity Scholarship at ITT Tech for yourself, just call 800-793-0859. That's 800-793-0859. With the ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship, now it's your turn. 800-793-0859. How are we doing? For more information about graduation rates and median data of students who completed the program, please visit programinfo.itt-tech.edu.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 23security.com. That's the number 23security.com. 23security.com. Go to 23security.com.
We live in a pretty nice neighborhood, really safe. Yeah, a few families have security systems, but not us. We felt really safe. Till last week, when someone broke into our home. We were gone less than an hour, and they took just about everything that wasn't nailed down. Jewelry, TVs, artwork, even the kids' video games. We thought this couldn't ever happen to us. We thought wrong. My wife and I felt violated, and our kids were scared to go back in the house. So we asked one of the neighbors about their security system from Alliance. And then we called them.
If you think this can't happen to you, think again. Then call Alliance Security and get peace of mind for less, a lot less. We offer free same-day installation for many neighborhoods, plus give you a $100 Visa gift card. Call us right now at 1-800-533-7992. That's 1-800-533-7992. Free same-day installation and a $100 Visa gift card. 1-800-533-7992.
Those weekend golf guys, John Ashton, Tara Bassett, Jeff Smith, and again, not in the golf cave as normal, but down in Panama City Beach.
I can't believe it.
Down here.
Nice March.
I'm enjoying my sunshine, beach, sand, and the sand between my toes.
Well, you know, you're at the other end of Florida, but I want to go down and talk to Brian Foy, who's down in Florida right now, too, with birdietown.com. Brian, welcome to those weekend golf guys, man. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. The background noise is much more subdued than it was the last time we met on the floor of the PGA show. Brian and I had some really in-depth conversations that you couldn't hear because of all the people screaming around us. But Brian, you've got some great stuff that you represent down there on birdietown.com, and one of them that I was really intrigued with is the R-Golf putter. Now, these things, probably aesthetically speaking at least, are probably the most pretty putters I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, these putters are great, John. We've been fortunate enough to have a tremendous response after the PGA show. As you saw at the show, we were very busy in the booth. And the company was born on the concept of manufacturing all the Boeing and Airbus safety parts worldwide. They have the exclusive rights to the Boeing and Airbus companies, and with that, the owner of our golf was interested in making a putter since he had the manufacturing plant and access to the most precious metals in the world, and that's wherein our golf was born. And there's 7 different models, and these putters, I mean, the craftsmanship and the way they're milled is I've never seen anything like it.
Now, with a putter made at the quality of an R Golf, does that improve the roll of the ball? Does that improve the feel?
Yeah, I mean the feel is very important. As a putter is used the most out of any other club in the bag throughout the round. But it's a tremendous feel. I mean, even the club fitters, when they feel and touch and bend and see the putters and work with them, they're like, the quote I get a lot from them is, I've never seen a metal as pure as these metals. They come in a steel, an aluminum, and we even offer a high-end pure titanium putter as well.
Man,
you know what I find pretty cool? These guys have decided to name their putters in a medieval theme. The Merlin, the Arthur, the Lancelot, the Morgan, the Uther,
Galahad.
The Dragon. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. It shows a sense of flair. I like the Merlin. It's cool. Looks like kind of like one of those old classic bullseye shape putters that used to be out there, but it's got a wide sole flange on the thing, and it looks like it's going to set up just beautifully. I remember seeing them at the show, and they're pretty cool looking.
I'm going to be Guinevere. How about that?
Yes, you make a perfect Guinevere.
Thank you so much. You know what? I was looking at the website, Brian, and I see the R Golf, which is pretty cool. And if you just hit the little arrow, it scoots over to Skimp, which is all the manufactured accessories. And then you've got Well Putt, which looks like something I would be able to use to straighten out your putt. And finally, Golf and Sink.
Yeah.
So I think we can, basically tell everybody, go to your website, Birdie Town, and take a look at these things because you've got a wide variety of stuff to offer.
And the well putt mats, I got to be honest with you, Brian, we didn't get to spend enough time for me to understand exactly how that worked, but it looked like the guy who continuously lips out his putts needs one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the well putt mat has been a tremendous success. I mean, to the amateur, to the teaching professional, it's a tool, for the golfer who's looking to improve his or her game indoors. It can also be used outdoors as well. And there's different aiming points within the mat to line up your club face to the target, and then there's areas in the cone behind the target to work on uphill and downhill, so you can work on undulation on a flat surface. And then going back on the other end to the other side of the putter, you can work on feel by landing it in different segments of the mat that are color coordinated. Within the package, in the mat's package, there's also a game to be played. There's 18 holes of golf, to have fun if you'd like to bet with your friends. It's been a tough winter around the majority of the country. Living in Florida, we're pretty fortunate, as we talked about earlier in the show. But yep. There's different games, and depending on your skill level, there's a beginner, there's meet for a medium skilled player, and then also the expert level as well. So we have a little bit of everything for that mat, and the mats come in a 10-foot, a 13-foot, and also a 26-foot. If you have enough space in your house, I highly recommend that 26-foot.
Having games like that, too, makes it fun for getting kids involved. And
absolutely. We have a lot of junior camps around the country who, have put this in their junior camp program. Also colleges, universities, Division I schools use it with their teams when they have to practice indoors, in the afternoon or when it's dark outside. So it's a tremendous tool, but it's also a great game for if you're looking to have some fun.
All right. Now, just to go back, we were talking about the R Golf putter again, and I mentioned how aesthetically pleasing it was, and you talked about how well crafted it is and the kind of metals. And I know a lot of people are saying right now, well, how much is a putter like that going to set me back? What kind of price points are you looking at on R Golf putters, man?
The price on the putters, I mean, they're anywhere from $335 to $485, depending on which model you choose from. But there's 7 different models. There's a mallet, right. A center shafted mallet. Although we also offer it in the heel version as well. Different finishes, different matte finishes. As you saw at the show, we had a gold dipped one as well.
Yeah.
So there's nothing out of the. We can pretty much do anything with these putters, since that's what's so fun and exciting about our golf is we have access to all the tools and the metals that we pretty much can do whatever the golfer out there is looking for.
Yeah, and putting better is worth money, but what's really worth the money is when you pull the putter out of the bag and the guys you're playing with go, "Oh wow, what's that?" That in itself is worth whatever you got to pay. Yes, I'm just saying. Brian Foy with birdietown.com is our guest here in those Weekend Golf Guys. And we've got another pretty cool training aid that I saw down there that you had at the show. And we're going to talk about that when we come right back because we got to take a quick break. Hang with us, everybody. We are those Weekend Golf Guys powered by Golf Talk America. And we will be back.
Hey, this is Jeff Smith to talk about one of my favorite teaching aids. It's the Putting Stroke Teacher. It is so simple. You clamp it onto your putter. It's got a rod that sticks out through it. You rest your forearms up against this rod. It's fully adjustable. You make your stroke. Your forearms are level. Your putter face goes exactly where it's supposed to. You get to see it all. Make your adjustments as necessary. Everybody needs one of these. The Putting Stroke Teacher, tpsteacher.com. Again, it's tpsteacher.com. Get yours today.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
Now there's a martini that improves your driving. The new Martini Golf Tee actually gives you longer, straighter drives compared to old-fashioned wood tees. It's virtually unbreakable, made in the USA, and conforms with USGA rules. Get yours today at martinigolftees.com. So improve your driving with a martini. The Martini Golf Tee. Visit martinigolftees.com.
Snap, swing, and change my golf score. I'm Tara Bassett, and I love the Tough Head Golf Score Changer. It's teaching me how to swing correctly with the proper form. I can practice at home, in the backyard, my woman cave, and my office. No ball, no kit, no net, no high-speed camera, just this effective little tool. I just snap it on my 7-iron and swing. The Golf Score Changer helps me on and off the course, and Jeff Smith teaches with it, too. Thanks, Janet and David. You'll find the Golf Score Changer at thoseweekendgolfguys.com.
No college degree and mid-career? Make the choice that can make a difference this year with an ITT Technical Institute near you. At ITT Tech, we offer programs of study in fields including information technology, electronics technology, drafting and design, business, criminal justice, nursing, and the growing field of health sciences. And now, ITT Tech is helping reduce the cost of education with a new ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. The scholarship can help lower your education costs dramatically. We've always believed pursuing an education is a sound investment. And now, with the ITT Tech Scholarship, education could be in your future. To find out more about the Opportunity Scholarship at ITT Tech for yourself, just call 800-793-0859. That's 800-793-0859. With the ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship, now it's your turn. 800-793-0859. How are we doing? For more information about graduation rates, the median data of students who completed the program, please visit programinfo.itt-tech.edu.
And we're back, those Weekend Golf Guys. John Ashton, Tara Bassett, Jeff Smith, Brian Foy with birdietown.com with us still here on the line. And the Golf in Sync training aid that I saw you guys had down there at the PGA show. I started thinking about it, and I know for most amateurs, guys who only play once, twice a month or whatever, moving everything in sync, which is so important to hitting it well, is one of the toughest things that we have to remember to do or learn how to do or learn how it feels to do. So is this thing going to make it so that it's a lot easier and we look better and play better?
Yeah, I mean, the Golf in Sync training aid, has been very popular among the amateurs and professionals. at the show, we sold, we were a very busy booth there amongst the PGA Professional network. And then after the show, they kept, calling us, which is a good thing because some of their students who they taught over the winter were interested in the Golf InSync. And what the Golf InSync does, you attach it to the shaft of the club, and then you put an armband around your lead arm, left arm if you're right-handed, right arm if you're left-handed, and then you basically put the rod into the loop of the armband, and you hit shots with the Golf InSync. It's kind of like the old teaching aid that has been around for years with the shaft and the button and the club that the teacher or yourself have, you've shoved an old shaft into the club and worked on that motion to not flip the club through impact. Well, this is a tremendous tool because it can be used for putting, chipping, bunker play, pitching, full shots, work on shaft plane. So when you're focusing on your on the ball and you're pivoting around the ball on your backswing going back, you can see where it is on plane because of where the shaft and the butt end of the shaft is related to the club face at the top of the swing. So the Golf InSync, I mean, we have tour players out there using it. I was just at Bay Hill. I saw a few in some of the bags. Alexander Levy, who's on the European tour, who got invited by Arnold Palmer for the Bay Hill Invitational, is using it. Chris Kirk, we got Thomas Bjorn out there using it as well. But it's more, it's for everybody, and that's what's so great about the Golf InSync.
Yeah, and it helps everybody, and that's, I think, Jeff, you'll probably agree with me that whole movement, body, arms, the whole 9 yards, correctly is probably the toughest thing you have to teach an amateur how to do.
Yeah,
correctly.
Absolutely. As a teacher, I'm always trying to get kids and adults to work on how they can stay with themselves, with the turning of the body, the movement of the arms, and trying to make sure that they're all synchronized to provide the best impact. And truly, I found this thing to be pretty intriguing when I was down at the show. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I thought, boy, that's got a lot of merit right there.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the accessories, being a girl, being the weekend golf chick.
Okay.
Skimp. Tell us about Skimp.
She sees a bag. She sees watches.
I see belts. I see everything.
I know, because we talked about the teacher things already. So,
Yeah,
let's get to the important stuff,
yeah,
okay?
For the folks among us who'd rather look good than to play good.
Well, that would be me.
Yes.
Because, I do wear a halter top and short shorts with high heels on the golf course.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Brian.
And the world is happier because of that.
Talk to me about Skimp. It looks like you've got a lot of durable products in here, and they're very fashionable as well. I like the Infidel bag.
Yeah, the Infidel bag. We just got out to Arizona State for one of the ladies golf team for their tournament. We shipped out 100 of those for the tournament. And they absolutely love the bag. It's a great bag. The small one's a great one for, obviously it's a toiletry bag, but a lot of golfers are out there using it to put tees, balls, ball markers. Some of the guys like to put their cigar accessories in those bags as well. They do come in bright colors. Skimp is a fun line.
Yes.
It's very vibrant and exciting. It's very popular over in Europe and also in Asia. We just introduced it to the U.S. here at the PGA show, and a lot of the high-end resorts, a lot of the fashionable places like New York, California, Florida, colorful places are very interested and have done well with the skimp belts and the watches and also the bags. The belts are great because it's recycled rubber. It's the original recycled rubber belt on the market. And it's great for when you're playing because you can get away with wearing it in the office, but then if you want to run to the golf course and hit balls or go play, it can be used obviously for golf, but it can also be used in the business casual environment as well. And you don't have to worry about sweat stains or anything like that on the leather belt. There's no salt stains. You can put it in the washer, wash it. It's very easy to take care of. It's great to mix and match the different colors with your socks. Crazy socks are in nowadays, and the watches, and then also the bag. So we are coming out with a new bag in the future that's more of a felt bag that's more like a purse. So I know the ladies out there, the feedback we've gotten has been tremendous on that bag.
Hey, Brian, is the material like a faux leather, or is some of it cotton? Because it's hard to tell from the pictures. They're all beautiful, but I'm just wondering what the external material is.
Yeah, it's like a poly blend.
Okay.
It's certainly not a cotton. So it's waterproof, it's lightweight, easy to take care of, which is great for the person on the go.
Marvelous.
Fantastic. Brian Foy with birdietown.com. So if you want to play better, have a better putter, or just look good, you need to talk to this man. Are you going back to Bay Hill at all this weekend, man, or are you working for a living?
No, I'm in the office working this week, and then I'm getting ready. We have our first Golf and Sync Academy down here with Bob Toski at the Sherbrooke Country Club in Lake Worth, Florida. So we're prepping for our first academy, and looking forward to showing the students that are in the academy this tremendous training tool.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm sorry that you have to go through life suffering living in Florida, but I'm sure you'll get used to it after a while. And yeah. Yeah, well, I bet you miss snow, though, don't you?
Not one bit.
Not one bit, yeah. I know the feeling well.
It's just the ice is what he misses.
Yeah, Brian Foy, birdietown.com. Man, appreciate you spending some time with us, and glad we could find a much quieter venue than the floor of the PGA show so we could get these conversations actually done so everybody could hear them. You have a wonderful time, man. Thanks for spending some time with us here with those Weekend Golf Guys.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Bye, Brian. Thank you.
Hey, we are those Weekend Golf Guys. We're powered by Golf Talk America, and we will be right back.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 23security.com. That's the number 23security.com. 23security.com. Go to 23security.com. Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
No college degree and mid-career? Make the choice that can make a difference this year with an ITT Technical Institute near you. At ITT Tech, we offer programs of study in fields including information technology, electronics technology, drafting and design, business, criminal justice, nursing, and the growing field of health sciences. And now, ITT Tech is helping reduce the cost of education with a new ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. The scholarship can help lower your education costs dramatically. We've always believed pursuing an education is a sound investment. And now, with the ITT Tech Scholarship, education could be in your future. To find out more about the Opportunity Scholarship at ITT Tech for yourself, just call 800-793-0859. That's 800-793-0859. With the ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship, now it's your turn. 800-793-0859. How are we doing? For more information about graduation rates, the median data of students who completed the program, please visit programinfo.itt-tech.edu.
Those Weekend Golf Guys. John Ashton, Tara Bassett, Jeff Smith, who is live down at Bay Point Golf Resort in Panama City Beach. And it's been a pretty interesting day so far today with Jay Blasi, and then we've had Brian Foy, and now we talked with Patrick Flynn. And, you haven't had to say much of anything, Jeff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's worked out. We've had a heck of a time.
It's always great when you get other people to do your work for you for free, man.
Well, it's just talking. I mean, how rough can talking really be?
And then thoseweekendgolfguys.com/quick fix. Or you just go to thoseweekendgolfguys.com, and at the top of the page there's a little tab that'll say Jeff's Quick Fix. Click on it, and you can get in there and get some tips from Jeff. And if you have a specific problem, just communicate that problem to him, and he will get back to you directly and talk to you about it. And we'll also mention you on the radio and embarrass you in front of all your friends. But your problem will be fixed. So it's worth a trade off. But nobody could get in touch with Jeff because it took us a while to find out where the heck he was. We were singing that, where in the world is Jeff Smith? But
popped up on the map at Panama City Beach.
That's it, exactly.
I prefer the song, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
That's the one we were trying to sing. But,
well, that was terrible.
You can't carry a
See,
tune
that's
in
why
a
you
bucket.
should let me do all the singing.
How about we just go back to the nobody singers? That's a much more better way of doing business here.
Jeff, I miss you. I wish that you were here with us in the studio.
Well, I'm sorry to be away, but I do enjoy where I get to go.
Yeah, obviously.
You notice he didn't say, and I miss you guys too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it was going to come out, but he cut me off.
The inability to find you this past week has necessitated people who have a problem of talking to me, like I can help them. All I can do is get back and say, yeah, I feel your pain, buddy.
That was a terrible run-on sentence.
I'm surprised you just didn't give him my cell phone number.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that to you. But I do have a problem that a guy talked to me about, and I'd like to talk to you about, because I have seen other people do it. Now, this guy I played with, he's a good golfer, intense golfer, but his background is in recreational baseball and softball.
Okay.
He's one of those guys, he's in his 50s, but he now plays in a 50-year-old league. And I'm like, I don't have the knees for that, But I found out later that he went out and bought new ones so he could play softball. But his problem, in baseball and softball, you are taught and trained and coached to step into the pitch when you swing.
Yeah, they do that whole elbows out and load up on the back foot and step into the...
Yeah, lift your left foot up and just boom. And about 1 out of every 3 times, that's what he was doing off the tee. And whenever he'd do it, right to the left.
There's some surprising things. A lot of people think that you instantly must get rid of that. But the truth is that you can actually continue making that move. It's a really good power move where you're moving into the golf ball. The trouble that most of them run into is not necessarily in the stepping motion, but it's the can't get the club on the golf ball because their elbows are out and they haven't learned to square up the face yet. Because if guys that could do that, the stepping motion and turning and firing through there, if they could continue that motion and they could square the club face better, look out. Because when they get a hold of it, it is truly gone.
So then the problem's not the stepping, it's the swing.
Depending on how big
or the timing
stepping is.
The timing.
Yeah. Some people step so big that they get their body out past the golf ball instead of just moving into it. Mm-hmm. So over the radio and generalizing what we're talking about, it's not always a terrible thing. It's kind of one of those things that it's a big power move, but that doesn't mean that the bigger the step, the more the power.
Right. Gotcha.
Because what I don't want your buddy to hear is, oh, good, I can still do that. Matter of fact, I'll try it even bigger. That's not what I'm saying.
And you notice that when somebody's talking about somebody else having a problem, they always say, a friend of mine or a buddy of mine.
I'm doing a favor for a guy. And she's casting aspersions.
And your buddy's name is John.
Fred. My buddy's name is Fred.
Fred. Okay. Fred.
And his last name is Smith. I think he's your brother.
Well, I will say this, is that, if you could get him to send me the video, because then I could really have a good idea of the overall picture of what he does, because it's really tough. It is.
Yeah,
to say, hey, this part's good and that part's not so good, and to try to put it all together. But if a guy like that can sync it all up, boy, he can really slug it. He can really slug it out there
and
if they have that move.
The cool thing is that on our website, thoseweekendgolfguys.com, there is a place to submit
that video.
So that Jeff can help to fix it.
Again, just go to the tab at the top that says Jeff's Quick Fix, and you can upload a video, and it'll get right to Jeff, and he'll work his magic. Ooh.
And if it's a really good video, heck, we'll stick it out on the Facebook page.
We will.
Yeah.
We will do that.
Have flashing lights and dancing girls, and
although the dancing girls help. If you want publicity on a Facebook page, please put the dancing girls on there.
You've heard of the quicker picker-upper, and Jeff is the quicker fixer-upper. How do you like that? I know. It could be your new tagline, your new hashtag.
Yeah.
That's good.
Quicker fixer-upper.
Quicker fixer-upper.
I get paid the big bucks outside this studio for ideas like that.
Get your buddy Fred to send me the video, and I'll be happy to take a look. Make sure the videos are down the line and right on the hand line.
Right.
To where
which
they
means
start.
shot basically from behind the ball.
Yeah, from behind the ball.
Yep.
Basically, put the camera down the body line, right at the top end of the club. Right where they're holding on to it.
Mm-hmm.
Put it right there. I'll have good handle on what they're doing right there.
Okay.
And then a face-on view. Put it right there at their belly button, just straight on, right at their belly button. I want to see it from there too.
Okay.
That way, I can help out the best if I can see it. If I can't see it, boy, it's just really a crapshoot.
All right. Well, cool. All right, man. Well, back out and hit another. You got time for another 18 this afternoon before
I do.
Before all things go.
And Rebecca is out there. She's got her. She's coming in on 18 right now, and she's kind of waving at me like, "Are you done yet?"
Yes, you
Can
are.
we play some more?
Yes, Rebecca. He is done. He is finished. Say
she was
fini.
pounding them out there earlier today.
She's just
it was looking pretty good for first round of the year.
Obviously,
it was
Daddy's
pretty darn good.
Obviously, Daddy's daughter. She's
Daddy's
looking
girl.
She's looking to show off a little bit too. Listen, we are those weekend golf guys. We will be back right here wherever you're listening to us now. At whatever time you're listening to us, do it again next week because the chances are pretty good you'll catch us in. If you go to thoseweekendgolfguys.com, you can catch our local show tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Thoseweekendgolfguys.com. Facebook.com. Like us, hang out with us, chat with us, whatever you want to do. It's Facebook.com/golfguys. And of course, you can tweet to us at WKND Golf Guys. And don't know if Tara's got Pinterest and all that other stuff done yet. But
I have Instagram.
She's very Pinteresting. We will be back. You have a wonderful week. Go play some golf. Bye.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-4030. That's 1-800-616-4030. Again, 1-800-616-4030. Call now.
Now there's a martini that improves your driving. The new Martini Golf Tee actually gives you longer, straighter drives compared to old-fashioned wood tees. It's virtually unbreakable, made in the USA, and conforms with USGA rules. Get yours today at martinigolftees.com. So improve your driving with a martini. The Martini Golf Tee. Visit martinigolftees.com.
Hey, this is Jeff Smith to talk about one of my favorite teaching aids. It's the putting stroke teacher. It is so simple. You clamp it onto your putter. It's got a rod that sticks out through it. You rest your forearms up against this rod. It's fully adjustable. You make your stroke. Your forearms are level. Your putter face goes exactly where it's supposed to. You get to see it all. Make your adjustments as necessary. Everybody needs one of these. The Putting Stroke Teacher, tpsteacher.com. Again, it's tpsteacher.com. Get yours today.
No college degree and mid-career? Make the choice that can make a difference this year with an ITT Technical Institute near you. At ITT Tech, we offer programs of study in fields including information technology, electronics technology, drafting and design, business, criminal justice, nursing, and the growing field of health sciences. And now, ITT Tech is helping reduce the cost of education with a new ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. The scholarship can help lower your education costs dramatically. We've always believed pursuing an education is a sound investment. And now, with the ITT Tech Scholarship, education could be in your future. To find out more about the Opportunity Scholarship at ITT Tech for yourself, just call 800-793-0859. That's 800-793-0859. With the ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship, now it's your turn. 800-793-0859. How are we doing? For more information about graduation rates, the median data of students who completed the program, please visit programinfo.itt-tech.edu.